This episode of Dads on Wrestling with your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, the lady killer himself, Ray Larkin, but of course you already know that, and Talk Wrestling's own Jeff Meacham. Starts right now.
Dude, third billing announcer? Really?
Seriously.
I mean, save the star for last.
All right.
You know,
Let me just
look at it this way: legendary John Cena, Patricia Clarkson, and Danny Glover.
So I guess I'm the and, right? That's it.
No, this is bigger than everything. First of all, I am on the show with Talk Wrestling's Jeff motherfucking Meacham. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
My name's the Lady Killer, but you, my friend,
You already
know that.
I did already know
Let
that.
me tell you how big this is. This man is like a pioneer of Talk Wrestling. He is like the Dusty Rhodes of Talk Wrestling, which led to the birth of 2 episodes of Renegade of Wrestling and Dads on Wrestling, which would make him gold dust. And me, I'm dashing Ray Larkin. Let's get on with the show.
On this episode of Dads on Wrestling, we're going to talk about the
fat
best
guy thing, right? The fat guy
heels.
thing. Okay, all right.
The best heels of the past, the present, and our thoughts on heels for the future. Jeff, you're the historian. You go back as a wrestling fan longer than any of us.
This is true.
Maybe almost as far back as Ray, because Ray's been a wrestling fan since, he came out the womb.
Right. True.
So
True. I will go ahead and start this shindig. I am wearing the shirt of one of my favorite all-time heels, and yes, it's because I'm a Hulkamaniac, but you know what? Hogan, as Hollywood Hogan, did so well in the transition, and fed off the energy that the WCW Southerners were already feeding him for 2 years prior. He fed off that hatred. He fed off that energy. It's like, you want to boo me? All right, motherfuckers, I'm going to give you a reason to boo me.
Yeah.
And he just owned for 3 years.
He had old women taking shots at him. Remember when the old lady jumped over the rail? She was
The old lady was halfway on the rail ready to club his eyes, swinging at him. And Hogan had to be restrained from hitting her back. That's how hardcore he was.
Right.
Hogan's up there definitely for guys that were generally healed most of their career. And I'm talking like they made the babyface run here and there, but only because the people loved them that much they turned him. Exactly. These guys. Flair. The Horsemen. Think about it. The Horsemen in Jim Crockett days were the heelest of the heel. They attacked Magnum. They attacked Dusty. They broke Dusty's leg in a cage after that fat frickin' Texan saved Flair's ass from the Koloffs, okay?
They stalked him, followed him in their vehicle,
and ran him off the road and broke his arm with a ball bat, okay?
Yeah. That's how hardcore the Horsemen were. Flair, Arn, Ole, Tully, Wyndham, and then even to the later carnations with Malenko and Benoit.
The thing is,
Steve Mongo McMichael.
The thing is, those Horsemen only were able to be turned babyface by the NWO.
The NWO, yes.
And Eric Bischoff. People hated that little Ken doll fucker so much that they backed Flair in the battle. It's like, okay, you know what? Nate hates him. He must have a good reason to hate this little shit. Let's back Nate.
And let's not forget.
Well, first of all,
Cheeky baby.
as much as I do love Hulk Hogan,
I know.
I'm a #1 Iron Sheik fan.
I know, that's cool.
For Iron
That's
Sheik,
cool.
you may be watching the Sheik, so fuck Hulk Hogan. Because no one was better than the Iron
Hulk Hogan,
Sheik.
no share his coke with the Iron Sheik.
Exactly.
Right.
So, back in the 80s, tensions with Iran and everything like that, there was no American fan in that audience that was backing the Iron Sheik in 1983 when he was World Heavyweight Champion, when he was defeating Bob Backlund, ending that 6-year run. Iron Sheik was like a pioneer for heels everywhere back at that time. He was holding that belt, and there was no one else that was on that kind of level that he was on. And when Hogan came through, he made Hulkamania.
Yeah.
I still say it to this day because Sheik would get mad at me or break a beer bottle over my head if I didn't say it.
What's funny is that I think that perhaps in today's landscape of wrestling, where people are going from heel to anti-hero to babyface like that with your Austins and your Ortons and even your Punks now, Iron Sheik probably would have been a babyface, as was evident in the Gimmick Battle Royal. He actually got a pop.
He did a pop.
In the Gimmick Battle Royal, and he got a pop when he won.
And limited Hillbilly Jim to win the thing, which Hillbilly Jim was one of the most over faces they had at the time.
Seriously.
It was crazy.
You know, in today's landscape of professional wrestling, the Iron Sheik, pre-9/11, of course, probably would have been a pretty over babyface.
That the fact he hates the Warrior, which is, like everybody else.
Yes.
Everybody hates the Warrior. Oh, and by the way, we're going to do a baby faces show here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's
Warrior
gonna
will
be the follow-up.
not be on that show at all.
Not at all.
Warrior,
Not at all.
Warriors fail. I'm sorry. Warriors fail. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the classic heel is always the guy that would, no matter what, go out there and antagonize the crowd. And honestly, Sheik was hated because he didn't even beat Backlund.
No.
Arnie
Yeah.
beat Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
She just happened to be the one with the hold on Backlund,
Thank
okay? And Sheik's run as WWE champion for that month, everybody was just waiting for Backlund to get his rematch or for somebody to run him over. And it's like Piper said. Piper's another great heel, by the way.
Rodney the Piper!
Rodney the Piper. Do you honestly think people would have been cheering this guy so much if they didn't hate the Iron Sheik or Roddy Piper so much?
Absolutely not. I completely subscribe to Piper's theory that Hulk Hogan did not make WrestleMania a success. The fans wanting to see Piper get his ass handed to him is what made WrestleMania a success.
Yep.
Hogan just had to be the hand-picked guy to do it.
Now let's talk about the present. Who do you think is the best present day heel?
Dude.
Present day, going back a couple years first, this guy's currently out of action, but Triple H is one of the great heels of present day. Before we get to the guys that are actually on the roster right now.
Triple H, whether or not Triple H is actually on the roster, we never know from A to Z.
Yeah,
Triple H had he mind-blowing. As Hunter Hearst Helmsley even, he was a decent heel, okay?
Yes.
But when he turned on DX,
When
and made that complete metamorphosis. I mean, cut the hair, lost the long pants. Him and China came out in almost matching type outfits. When he came out there and was the badass Triple H, talk about, you know what? Everybody thought it'd be such a hard sell for him to turn to that guy. No way, dude. He owned that shit.
Yes.
And
from 1999 until 2006, when DX reformed,
he was the top.
He was the best heel in the company.
That was the main reason I bought Anthology.
And that includes a babyface run as undisputed champion.
Yeah.
We were just waiting. Okay, is he gonna turn yet? Is he gonna turn yet? And then when Hogan beat him, it's like, okay, good, he's gonna clobber Hogan. He shook his hand. We were like, no, hit him. Even me, the Hulk, was like, just clobber him, Hunter.
Right.
They were building for evolution.
Yes.
They were building for the Nature Boy.
Woo!
Randy Orton and the Animal Batista to build the greatest stable.
The greatest
since the Horseman.
Since the Horseman. And it was Evolution. And the NWO.
Yeah.
NWO.
The only thing that killed the NWO, in my opinion, is the greatest stable, is the fact that it got oversaturated. You had 25 guys that were NWO because they wanted to carry Vincent's bag, and so they got an NWO shirt and a spot in the ring.
Seriously, the NWO was great for the first, even less than a year, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because when you had two limos pulling up NWO shirts on them, that's not
that
good.
Fail.
When half the show's NWO, which is fine. If Bischoff was going to do that, they should have done it. Split the shows. One NWO, one WCW. Fine. But they left both rosters on both shows, and we got, whatever it was, 5 or 6 hours a week of NWO being drilled into between our eyes.
And that's why I say that the NWO can't be the greatest.
The classic NWO from July 7th, 1996 until, I dare say, the beginning of the end was early on. The beginning of the end was when Bischoff came out the night after World War III and said, you're either with us or you're against us. Because Marcus...
that sounds familiar.
Because, exactly.
Nexus.
Yeah. Marcus Alexander Bagwell came trotting down. They're all signed up. Oh, Jobber's on board. Fail. That's it.
Yep.
Over.
Current day to me...
Nexus.
No.
Go ahead.
Present day to me is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Vince has the ability to go out there on any given day, even if he's been gone for as long as he has. He has been gone as long as he has, and when he came out there to make the announcement about The Rock for next week, even though he didn't say The Rock, half the crowd was going, should we boo him?
Yeah, you know
what
what
do we do? Because last time we saw him, he was kicking Brett's ass. What do we do here?
But inevitably, it goes down to the philosophy that as long as you take 6 months to a year off of TV, when you come back, you're coming back as a babyface.
But which is why Hunter was cheered so
proven.
strong.
It has been proven.
Yep.
Go back and look it up.
Hunter.
But
Iron Sheik.
but just as easily, you can kick Zach Gowen's leg and get an instant heel, catch
This is
instant heel
very
heat,
true. This
instant
is
heel
very
heat,
true.
instant heel heat.
While
Beats
we're
his own
talking,
daughter in an I Quit match, you know?
While we're talking about current modern day heels, you know, Jeff brought up the Nexus. I'm gonna go a step beyond that, and I'm gonna say CM Punk, the leader of the Nexus.
The leader of the Straight Edge Society.
This is
Yeah.
the future Hollywood Hogan. This is the future Triple H of this company. This is what we are basing the money on. What I'm putting all the money on in the stock market on WWE because of CM Punk, and that instant I can see people just at Access just always wanting to fight me. Always wanting to fight me. I
Yeah.
love it. I've been working
too.
out. Gotta go to war. Straight
Hey,
edge, man. Come on.
Our boy, The Miz, is a great smarmy heel. He's that guy that everybody hates because what he says he's going to do, he does.
Yep. Another great. I had it. Damn it! I had it in my head and I lost it. Go ahead. Fuck! I had it. I'll get it back.
I'm gonna have to say this. What do you think about Del Rio?
Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio. But you already know that.
Ray, I know you're high on Alberto, but I think he's been shoved in our throats too much, too fast. I honestly think he's great.
I
Alberto's
agree with
great,
that.
but too much, too fast.
I agree with that, and all you got to do is go back to his debut match against Rey Mysterio. Main event for his debut. That's unprecedented. I can't think of too many other people that got the main event for their debut. And then the match was horrible. Horrible. I don't know if it was butterflies in his stomach for appearing on the grand WWE stage.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was Mysterio not wanting to put him over. I don't know what it was, but that match was god awful. But I will give this to Alberto. He's gotten a lot better as time has progressed, and I'm actually starting to kind of get behind the Alberto train.
Yeah.
Coming over.
Slightly. Right
Okay,
now I've gone from epic failure to neutral.
Acceptance for
To
now.
neutral.
I'll take it.
To
I'll
neutral.
take it.
I neither
I'll take it.
despise the guy or love him. I'm just kind of in the middle where I can take him or leave him.
Yep. Okay. The thing about going back to Punk is, Punk. I don't know who's met CM Punk out there. You guys have watched our wrestling, know how I feel about CM Punk. He has that ability to channel that better than you because he really does think he's better than other people because of his straight. Because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs, anything like that. He really does think he's better than other people. So he channels that and he makes it work. I don't like the guy worth a spit, but I respect the shit out of him.
Yeah. Future. Who do we think is the future for heels?
I remember what I was gonna say now. Getting off WWE for a minute, how about TNA and the chosen one here,
Yeah.
Mr. Jeff Jarrett? Nobody in the history of that company, and I mean talking immortal now even, was more hated and more over as a bad guy and made people. They had a fans choose the weapons to beat him with match against Samoa Joe. And the fans were whipping his ass.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett is the best heel TNA ever had, and I'm glad he's still heel. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. You can only take Jeff Jarrett as a babyface for a small period of time because, the respect thing, it's his company. You kind of do want to cheer him, but Jeff's just always been better as a heel.
That's
Bar
so
none.
awesome. Another great heel, but also a great babyface, which I'm sure we'll talk about him on the other show too, babyface show too, is Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah.
Both companies, he's been
We'll
both.
definitely get into him on the babyface show. But
Oh,
future
yeah, I was
heels,
headed toward that.
Future heels,
God, there's so many guys coming up right now.
I'm gonna say this one thing because we're getting the wrap up sign.
Okay.
John fucking Cena.
Please.
He was a great heel when he started. He's been an over-the-top over babyface. Turn him heel again.
Word life. He's gonna have to be.
We're getting the wrap up.
All
I
right.
think we're gonna have to cut it right there.
Bummer.
For Dads on Wrestling,
Mr. TW Jeff Meacham.
the lady killer right here, Ray Larkin, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. We'll see you next time when we talk about baby faces.